So today we are going to do maybe a little bit of feather sticking and using what we curl up or any type of material and starting it with a ferro rod. So it's pretty much, you get a little bit of practice of both things, but for the most part it's practicing with the ferro rod, I would say. So first things first, I'm just going to try to make the smallest little curls. This is not going to be one that you put on for after the fact. I'm literally trying to make small, teeny tiny curls. Even that one's probably too big, but just little teeny tiny curls like that. And this wood is pretty dry. We haven't had rain in a few. It's been raining so much here, but you see how small these and tiny these little curls are? That's what I'm trying to do to make it easy enough to start. And you can, you know, make a nice little pile of them or something like that. But if you find other stuff, you know, like this piece of wood, bark, right? Look what happens with some of the bark too. You get some of this bark that's getting dried up. And there's a million different ways you could do it however you want to do it, but you could just chop some up, or just even without using a knife, you could just fray a bunch of this stuff up just to make it easier. And the more loose and small it is, kind of like when you're doing stuff with jute twine, should be easier to catch on fire. But I'll show you a couple different little techniques of how I use a ferro rod, and I won't be using a knife on this one here. I'll just use my regular I know I got one in here somewhere, but regular ferro rod with a scraper. It's kind of a cheaper ferro rod with one of those bayite scrapers. I do have some bayite rods, but I wanted to try these and it seems to be working just fine. I just tied a piece of paracord around it. So a lot of people will take them, you see that good enough? And they'll take it like this and they will push down, right? A lot of times when that happens, you'll knock into your pile of stuff and the sheep. But instead of just pushing down also, you can pull just a rod and it will still throw sparks. And that way there you don't knock your pile off scraping into it. So, I mean, it's kind of preference depending on the situation. We'll see if we can't get this started. And some people will scrape off a lot of this first to get a little bit more down on there. But we'll try pulling back a little bit here. You can do it multiple. And sometimes without regular kindling, or should I say tinder. Oh, well, there we go. So that was pretty much just pulling back. I kind of just went like that a little bit, but yeah, you see that you can start a fire, no problem. Then you can get in some of them bigger curls. So ferro rod, it works. Striking down does work, but you don't want to knock the pile. Pulling it, you won't knock the pile over with the hand striking it. So two little easy ways to do things, I guess you might say, and you can do it off of knives and stuff, but I have so much fun using the striker. But a big thing about it is getting that tinder good enough, whether it's, you can't see them, most of them are burnt up, whether it's teeny tiny little shavings off of a piece of wood or split pieces. You can always take these and, you know, make them smaller too. You can make teeny tiny little parts like that, and it's gonna, you know, the smaller and tinier it is, it's gonna catch on fire easier if you don't have any tinder like a jute twine or cotton balls with antibiotic cream or Vaseline on them or anything like that. But yeah, ferro rod, great tool for the bushcraft stuff, survival, anything. I've got so many of these in so many different sizes and strikers, and some I have just for the knife. In fact, this was that was this the Elk Ridge, that budget Elk Ridge. I think this one came, yeah, this one even came with one. So like, you can get a lot of different stuff. Look, that's got a little one on it. We struck with it and it seems to work. I just don't really like the strikers, but either way, great survival tool, good to have, good to know. If you get some practice with it for your bushcraft stuff, your camping, you'll be a lot better at it, and then you can show everybody else how to do it. So